on going, and they've been good friends for a long time. She's a white woman they've been very, very close, and so they go to Chicago to the Democratic Convention in 1968, and of course, if you remember, if you know the news, that Chicago had become, the center of turmoil. The Democratic Convention was sealed off. The demonstrators couldn't get even close, and they were corralled. And there's a point when the strength that they bring is that they're far behind because the cripple, she can't move it so fast. So they always last in the demonstrators. They last among them. And there's a point in this, on this vital day where the people have recognized that she has been there all this time. They pick her up and they pass her overhead so she can be in the front of it finally. And Percival has to push his way through the crowd to get to her because he has her crutches. And when he gets to the front of the crowd, there is a phalanx of police, all in their gear. And and he knows this is not the place to be. Their strategy was to remain in the back, and they find themselves in the front. But more to than that is that it's the point when Percival enters the Black Panther Party. His brother enters with him. And along the way, all too sadly, his brother rapes one of the girls. And it's left to him to find a means of punishing him. And he can't really find a way to do it, but he has to do something because all of these people want him dead. They want his brothers dead. And it's going to be his responsibility to do it. So he's got to try to find a way to keep his brother alive. And what he did, he devised this plan with he sends his brother to pick up some weapons through the FBI, to pick up weapons at an army base. And there he picks up the arms. He's supposed to return them, but he's set up for the cops to catch him. Because if the cops catch him with all his arms, he's got 25 years in jail. That way, he's off Percival's conscience. He goes to jail. It's retribution for the girl. But instead, the brother decides to fight the cops. And of course, the cops kill him. So now Percival is now caught in a real dilemma. Because now people really think that he had been set up to be killed. Rather than not. Nina, who is a cripple, tells him, look, why don't you go see my aunt up in Saratoga? You'll like her. She'll be happy to have you stay for a while. She calls the aunt in Saratoga. The aunt is the dean of humanities at SUNY Albany, and she owns this farm in Saratoga. It's a large farm, and it hides all these workers from the islands, along with the people around from Saratoga. And she is quite the humanist. There was a point in her career when she had joined the convent, and she just couldn't find God in the convent, she discovered. And so she came out to find God among her fellow human beings. And she becomes the dean of, as I say, the humanities. And she, of course, now is working with all these students who come from every part of the globe thereabout. And she is strongly Catholic, but she says to Percival at one point, though I have not lost any faith in my religion, I certainly can't believe that their faith is equally as strong as hers. And there's a line where they have these extraordinary conversations, about race, about history, and they're talking about identity at one point. And let me find it, because it'll be better if I do it that way. Her name is Amelia. Despite all we just shared, she was moved to say, intruding on his reverie, huh? He uttered, startled back to himself. Amelia went on. It's been my long